Dodgeball, the classic game played in elementary schools, high schools, college campuses, and even professionally around the world. What started as a simple game for children has evolved into an intricate competition with a full set of rules and a deep history. The first game of dodgeball was played over 200 years ago in Africa. The game was originally played by adolescent boys with rocks, and instead of being out when you got hit, you got out when you either fell over or were unable to continue playing. It was used as a way to toughen young men into warriors and strengthen them for war. It was not until the late 1800s, however, that the game of dodgeball was played in a similar fashion to what we know today. A missionary by the name of Dr. James H. Carlisle saw young African boys playing this brutal game and decided to make a safer version for boys back in England. Carlisle's version consisted of a leather ball, and instead of playing until one could not continue, you simply got out once you were hit by the opposing team. Carlisle's version of the game grew quickly, and was soon a sensation among boys both old and young. The game of dodgeball has since grown even more popular, becoming a favorite of gym teachers from elementary schools to high school. The game has even been adopted onto most college campuses in the form of intramurals. The most intriguing form, however, is the presence of a professional league. The way the sport is played is not the only thing that has changed, however. The actual dodgeball itself has changed dramatically over time. The ball has evolved into a soft foam ball that is roughly 3/4 of the size of a basketball, although you will still find some people playing with a rubber kickball. These foam balls are a far cry from the game's origins of playing with rocks, and even pale in comparison to the hard leather balls used in Dr. Carlisle's version. As the game of dodgeball has improved over the years, it has become extremely widespread, even finding its way into some of our pop culture. The game is often portrayed in many movies involving high school or gym class. There is even a full movie centered around dodgeball. Dodgeball, a true underdog story, was released in 2004 and features the well-known actor Adam Sandler, who leads a team of misfits to beat the best dodgeball team on the planet. Dodgeball has a simple set of basic rules that are more or less universal, and then other rules can differ from game to game. The basics for dodgeball include these 6 rules. Number 1. If you get hit by an opposing team's ball, you are out. This means that if an opponent throws a ball and it hits you before hitting the ground or hitting a wall, you must retire to your team's bench area. Number 2. If an opponent catches your ball, you are out, and the other team gets to return a player to the court. This is also true in the opposite direction, meaning if you catch the opponent's thrown ball, they are out, and one of your teammates enters the game. In either circumstance, the team that catches the thrown ball gets to bring a teammate back into the game unless the maximum number of players is not already on the court. Number 3. To begin a game, all the balls are placed in a line in the center of the playing field or court. Both teams start on opposite ends of the court and run to grab a ball on the whistle or whenever the referee says go. The players must then return to where they started or to an established line before throwing the ball. Number 4. You're allowed to block a thrown ball with a ball that you are currently holding, but if you drop the ball that is in your hands, or the thrown ball bounces off the ball that you were holding and hits you before hitting the ground or hitting a wall, then it is treated as the same as if you got hit, and you are out. Number 5. If a thrown ball is deflected off of you or a ball that is being held, it is still a live ball until it hits the floor or a wall. That means that if you get hit but a teammate catches it before the ball hits the ground, the opposing player that threw the ball is then out, and the team that caught the ball returns a player to the floor. Number 6. The game continues until one team has eliminated all the other players from the opposing team, or until an agreed upon time limit has been reached. If this is the case, the match goes into a sudden death, and the first team to eliminate an opposing player wins. These are the basic set of rules that almost every game of dodgeball possesses. However, there are some rules that differ from game to game. These include the presence of a do not cross line, where each team must remain on separate sides of the playing field, a time limit, and rules regarding the allowance of headshots. No matter how you decide to play the game of dodgeball, though, it is a fun, highly competitive sport that can be a blast for all ages. So next time you're bored and looking for something to do, go out there and find a game of dodgeball near you.